Beautiful little Saturday today. I had a gentleman call over the evening saying his air conditioner was not cooling properly. Had it set for 72, and over the course of the evening got up into the 80s in the house. Could be any number of things: a mechanical issue with the outdoor unit, blower not working on the inside, or even a refrigerant problem. Don't really know, as he didn't know. Only thing he told us was the AC wasn't cooling. So we'll stop by and see what we find. Essentially, we're going to try to reboot this because all of our error codes are supposed to be displayed in a digit and letter format on that little guy, but since all we're getting is a flashing red light and a somewhat blinking green light, I have all ideas we've probably got a bad board, but we'll try to reboot it real quick and see what happens. Alright, after re-establishing power, what we're seeing here, according to the instructions, is just the idle blink. So essentially it thinks it's not being called to either heat or cool. If we go between either Y1 or Y2 and the common, we have 24 volts, so we do know it does have a call for heating and cooling. My other clue is if we hold our button here, it will only allow you to go into these setup modes if it is in an idle mode. So in this particular case, we know that we are having a little bit of an issue with this board. So we'll get them one ordered and get back over here. Okay. Looks like we finally got it in place. As you can see, most of the connections on this board are fairly straightforward. There are plugs that cannot be accidentally put in the wrong place, so we'll just start by pulling those loose. And going along with my theme to make things easier, typically, since those others are fairly self-explanatory, can only go back in the same spot, we're going to use my pliers to essentially press down or depress the top of these spacers. Coming from my computerish background, I'd always just call them a PCB spacer. I don't know if maybe retention clip, whatever you want to call them, but basically PCB spacers, just a clip essentially on the top and the bottom to provide support and also insulation from the mounting that's behind this. So we'll just depress the top of them and essentially disconnect this board from that mount, and in so doing that would allow us to pull it out of place without disconnecting the wires and snap this other board into place. That way we can just reattach the wires one at a time as we disconnect them, so there's no confusion about what goes where. And same thing, we just snap out the PCB spacers off the new board. That way we can just press it back onto the existing spacers. Now we'll just disconnect all of our spade clips and essentially just one for one disconnect one, reattach it to the same spot on the new board. That way we don't have to just go back and forth between our wiring diagram and see where things actually go. Being that this is a newer unit, all the wiring colors are luckily the way they're supposed to be in the diagram. However, I just find it easier to do it one at a time and not have to worry about it. Then all that's left is to reconnect all of our plug-in wiring harnesses, and that should be all taken care of. got it going, got it installed. We're on a 3-minute short cycle delay, so we'll give it 3 minutes and check back in. Alright, we're powered back up, so we're going to press our little programming button here until we see a dash appear. I'm going to release. Now that it's blinking, we're going to hold it again and start cycling through the modes just by holding the button. We're looking for PU to program it. Looking for a 4-ton unit in this case. Alright, there's our PU. Just going to hold the button again. We're looking for 6.2. There's our 4-ton setup. And that should be where we leave him. All right. That's our heat pump, 4-ton. Alright, so now we're counting down after programming. We'll leave it for another 3 minutes. Alright, we are communicating with the inverter board with our little green light. We are in idle mode. We'll just confirm. I believe it was our orange and our blue wire here. So yes, we are not getting a call for cooling or heating. We are in idle mode. It is communicating with our board, our inverter board. In this particular case, we're a little messed up because the homeowner did not think she was required, and I heard her car crank up and thought that was odd. She apparently left to go do something with her grandson. So unfortunately, we can't actually test this guy out, but we should be good to go. We don't really need to check the refrigerant. I would have if it were operable, but in this particular case, the issue was the board being told to run and doing nothing about it. So I think we're good to go. We'll have her give us a call back if it has any issues, but as far as we can do right now, we could just take off and head to the next one and let her give us a call back. Well, that was a little unexpected. As I was sitting there waiting for the unit to time out after we had programmed it, I thought I heard a car crank up and wasn't really paying much attention, and then walked around the house to let her know it was time to turn the unit on, and there was no car there anymore. She had apparently taken her grandson to go do something. She didn't think she needed to be there anymore for me. I mean, we can run the unit into a defrost, that kind of thing, but without the blower really operating inside, there's not too much we can really check as far as operation goes. It did seem to be happy, so in this particular case, being that it didn't appear to be a refrigerant problem the first time around, it was an error with the main communication board on that Lynx there. More than likely she'll turn it on and be okay. I would have liked to check the refrigerant and make sure everything was good, but unfortunately we didn't have a way to do that this particular time around. So we'll just leave it to her to give us a call a little later this afternoon, and if things don't seem like they're working correctly, we'll drop back by and take a look. On the other hand, as I say, I fully expect the unit, after we've got it programmed and it seems to be happy, to just run along perfectly fine. So in this particular case, we'll probably call this wrapped up unless she gives us a call, and we'll move along. I believe Jacob's requesting assistance at a job right now, so we're going to drop by there, take a look, and see if we can help him out.